But, it's been, can I pray for you? What can I pray for you about? What do you need from us? Will you pray? And when a person asks you to pray, there's something about prayer that takes the focus off of self. It reminds you that you're not alone. That every person may have a different struggle with a different name. It may look a different way, but we're all in this whole human experience together. My struggles are not yours. Yours are not mine. But prayer allows us for that moment to be removed from our situation and to embody another person's spirit, their situation, to take that on, to kind of take on that yoke, and to empathize and to petition, the Lord, our Father, to petition for His presence to be fully known and to just take over that other person's life. And so, for a person, it's great in that it helps you be selfless more so. But for a person, speaking of Nick, for example, for a person to constantly, I don't even know if he sleeps, honestly. I can't imagine what it must be like for his family, his wife and family, because my experience is that day in and day out, that's where his mindset is, on Christ and on the children and their families. When I've had conversations with him, it's always a concern for others. It's always his mind seems to be wrapped up in the well-being of others, or how can I be there in the, I say in the valley with the people. It's one thing to empathize with a person, say, oh yeah, that's terrible, but another thing to be actually present and to be, to feel the pain and the grief, disappointments, and even the joys with them. You're never alone, and that's honestly how I feel. With PNW, is that I never feel alone. I've been thankful that I know, because he's constantly sending out this list of people who need to be prayed for. So it's not, I don't know when he finds time to talk to each individual individually, because but anyway, this list that he constantly sends out, and you would think it would be the same sort of template that's sent out over and over again, because that would be the easiest thing to do. But no, it changes. The names change. Some of them are consistent, but sometimes the order in which they're listed, their specific prayer requests, they change. And sometimes I just feel the weight of what it must be like for him, for this organization, to have the members of this organization, to have such compassion and passion for a population, and to even experience some of their disappointments, as a therapist, a mental health therapist. And, I know doctors and probably all medical health fields, all fields where you're serving people, just about, you have to at some point put yourself in another person's place to be able to be there with them. And I can't imagine the toll that must cast on an individual. But also, I'm sure he probably feels the same way that I do, and that the other members feel, it's also a weight lifted, because if I know I'm praying for you, then I know that I've opened God's ears to you in your situation, your circumstance. So then I know that God's eyes are on you. Not that he ever lacked knowledge, or lacked not that God or our Father ever was ignorant to the fact that you're in pain or whatever circumstances you have, or that he wasn't paying attention. But the Bible says to pray for one another. And so I know for myself, when I'm praying for other people, then I feel some sort of relief knowing that, I'm petitioning to God. I'm saying, God, okay, consider this, consider that, God, don't leave these people. Let them always feel your presence. So whatever they have to go through, you're there with them. And so I know that I've left them in good hands by praying for them, as opposed to not knowing where they are. mentally, emotionally. Um, but yeah, it's PNW has definitely been a blessing to our lives. And Mia's not here, as you notice. It would be good to have her on camera, but she's not always crazy about talking about um, treatment things. I think she's past that in her mindset, and I'm glad. I'm thankful. Um, God has been really good to us. Despite all, He's been really good to us. Um, I'm just very much thankful. And, I invite anyone out there who is wondering, okay, why should I invest in PNW? Why should I invest any money, time, anything into PNWY? Organizations like these are a dime a million. What is it? I can't think of the saying. Um, are plentiful. And, I think there are a lot of awesome organizations. We've benefited from different organizations and we're blessed and thankful for it. But if you're asking me specifically about PNW and the worth and the benefit in donating or contributing, whatever it is, time, funds, um, whatever support, I can say from my experience and from hearing the other people, I mean, we have a prayer group where there are numerous people who are part of that group. And, there seems to be a consistent theme of unity, a consistent theme of not being forgotten about, no matter where you are, being met there and being not only accompanied, but you're handheld and always feeling the presence. And that's what PNW has been for our family. Um, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I mean, whether it's a Bible verse, whether it's a prayer, whether it's financial assistance, whether it's um, whatever else there is out there that could be helpful, whether it's encouragement, whether it's a presence in grief, moments of disappointment and grief. You know, that's what they've been. And I'm very much thankful for them. And I can say honestly, and I'm not a person who likes to vouch for other people if I don't feel like they're worthy of it. I can say that this is an organization, based on my experience, that has definitely invested, sown, and is of servitude. And for that, I'm very much thankful. We are very much thankful.